Welcome everyone to Maximize Your Revenue with Samsung IAP Purchase. I'm Gabriela Rojas. I'm part of Samsung Developer Program team. I'm based in Mountain View, California. And I'm very happy to be here today with all of you. Who has been to SDC before in previous years? Raise your hand. Okay, so I guess the rest of you is first time. So very happy that you're joining us. So in today's session, I will be giving you an overview about Galaxy Store, also about Samsung IAP Purchase and the latest improvements we have made to the SDK. And I'm also going to give you an overview of how to bring your application to the store, how to publish there. My goal is that by the end of this session, you will have a good understanding of what Samsung has to offer, all the different tools that are available for you, and where to reach out in case you need help. So where do we start? Let's do a quick video intro about the store.
Watch. Games. Fonts. Style. Themes. Store. Style up your Galaxy life. Samsung Galaxy Store.
Great, so the Galaxy Store is our single entry point where you can come and find content for your multiple devices. We have games for mobile devices. We have applications. We have fonts, themes, watch faces for your watches. We also have watch apps. And we recently added Bixby applications as well as web apps. We are very interested in having quality content. We are focusing on providing unique experiences to our users as well as exclusive content. And we have teams that are merchandising the content on a weekly basis across the world. So we are targeting very specific markets, trying to offer in that content to our users in different regions. The store is available in over 800 million devices around the world. In terms of Samsung IAP Purchase, well, IAP is our payment service that makes it possible for our developers to sell digital items in their applications that are available in Galaxy Store. We are over 120 countries, and we continue to expand. The payment methods that are supported are the common ones: credit card, PayPal, Samsung Pay, local billing, carrier billing. The supported methods will vary across different countries. As I mentioned, we are looking to expand. For example, this year, we focused mostly in Southeast Asia and Latin American countries, where we were trying to bring local billing methods, because we know in certain countries around there, not everybody has access to a credit card that they can register, or they can use PayPal. So we are trying to bring an easy way for them to purchase items from the store. In terms of the SDK, we offer an Android SDK. We also have plugins available for Unity and Unreal. These are Samsung official plugins. The team maintains them, and we make sure they're up to date, and we address any issue that you might face. All the documentation, sample applications, as well as the SDK is all available in our developer.samsung.com/AAP. Any latest news that we have, you can find it there. As I mentioned, we're going to be covering the publishing process. I get this question a lot from different partners or developers where we're working. I have my application already in a different store. I want to bring it to Galaxy Store. What do I need to do? So it's very straightforward. I will summarize it as 5 easy steps, and we're going to cover one by one. The first one is Seller Portal. You need to get an account in Seller Portal, which is mainly the dashboard where you're going to go and manage your application, manage your in-app items. You just need to create a Samsung account to get access to it. There is no registration fee associated to it, and decide the type of seller you want to be. You want to be a private seller, or if you're going to be a corporate seller. Once you have registered there, we recommend you that you start working on your commercial seller status. This is needed in order to sell in-app items or paid applications in our store. I always advise developers do this right away, because we have a manual process. It takes around 3 to 5 business days for your commercial seller status to be reviewed by our team in HQ in Korea. So get started with it, do the paperwork. You will have to provide a proof of identification. For private sellers will be your copy of your passport. For corporate sellers, it may be your business license. And you also have to provide your bank account information. If you're a private seller, you can link your PayPal account. So it's better just to finish that step so you're good to go to start not only selling in-app items, but also start testing the in-app purchase integration. Application registration. It's very straightforward. You basically will decide the type of application you want to register in Seller Portal. Once you are there, we ask for pretty standard things: the application title, the description, icons, screenshots, the type of category your application belongs to, any other kind of your support channel, any rating that you have to include. You will upload an APK, a binary, and there you can define what device groups you are going to support. As you know, there's a lot of different Samsung devices. So you will select which ones do you support. And also you can select if it's going to be free or paid, and as well as the countries that it's going to be available. Very straightforward. You can only go select and make your application available in the devices that you support in the regions that you're trying to be available. In-app item registration, also pretty straightforward. In order to get access to this tab, that's where you need to have your commercial seller status approved. And you also have to load an APK that has a Samsung in-app purchase SDK integrated with the permissions in the manifest declared. Once you have access to the tab, you can register manually one item, or item by item, or we also support bulk upload. For those game developers, I know you might have a lot of items that need to be there. You can upload those, and also pretty straightforward. You will select a unique identifier, define the type of item. We support consumable, non-consumable, auto-recurring subscription. For subscriptions, we have monthly, weekly, 3 months, 6 months, yearly subscription periods. And that's it. You will be set to go. You will define the price of the subscription. And you can also select different price across different countries. So we will see in the video all the different countries and regions where the item is going to be available for purchase. You can manually change the item price for that specific country. After that, it's safe, and you'll be good to go. So you have your app registered. You start integrated the in-app purchase SDK. Now it's time to test your integration. There are different ways you can do this. In-app purchase has an operation mode that you can define in the SDK, in the source code. So I usually recommend developers, when you start with this integration, you want to get familiarized with the API calls, how the server verification works, am I getting the right items, how does the purchase flow actually looks like. So in order to do that, set up the operation mode to test. And you can have your application just in registering stage in Seller Portal. And you can start doing test transactions. These test transactions won't charge you anything to your credit card. You can do as many as you want. You can also take a test subscription. And it's pretty straightforward. Once you have kind of a more mature build that you are ready to, I don't know, release internally, a beta release, then you switch the mode to operation, and you can release a closed beta. In this closed beta, you will register Samsung account users, which are your testers, they will be the only ones that will have access to that release. And when they do a transaction, they will actually be charged to their credit card. I know this is not ideal. Sometimes we have multiple QA teams that need to get access, and we cannot be charging all the different credit cards. So we support a licensed tester, which basically, once you register them as licensed testers, they can also do transactions in operation mode in production, and they won't be charged. It will be very similar to the test mode. Galaxy Store has a certification process. So you have tested your APK. You are ready to go. You want to publish in the store, so you need to submit for certification. There are 2 steps to this certification process. The first one is a content validation and basic function testing. It usually takes around 1 day for the APK to be live after finishing this pre-review step. And after that, your application will be live in Galaxy Store. But the testing will continue. The certification team will continue to test. They're doing functional testing across different devices groups. So they need some time, at least 5 days more, to finish this process. So I usually recommend developers, if you're planning a big promotion campaign once your app is live in the store, wait for a few more days, because if the certification team finds an issue with your APK, with your release, they might suspend your application, and you don't want to be caught in that situation that you have a marketing campaign ongoing, and suddenly your app is not visible in the store. And that's it. Once you have finished certification process, your app will be available in the store. I always try to highlight the reach that the store has. We tend to focus on, the US market, but there's so much more out there, right? We have presence in China. Other top markets are Korea, Brazil, Argentina, Australia, Germany. So there's a lot of opportunities there that we can offer to those developers a channel where your content can be merchandised and curated weekly and promoted there. So it's a great channel to take advantage of. We also have another session today at 5:30. It's become a successful Samsung Galaxy Store seller. So basically, once you are in the store, what other things you need to consider? What are the top 10 things that you need to keep in mind to be successful in the store? We encourage developers, check your ratings, be proactive, reply to buyers' comments, make sure you are submitting up-to-date releases, that you're fixing bugs that they're reporting. We want that quality content for our users. Once your application is available for everybody, you want to track the performance. So we recently updated our Galaxy Store statistics model. It's a brand new UI. We are also looking for feedback. If you have your application in the store, we want to hear what you think about it. In terms of subscription, well, we are actually providing active subscriptions, conversions, and cancellations data. So this is very key for those developers that have a subscription and want to make strategic decisions based on what type of exclusive items they should offer, what kind of promotions they should have based on the data that they have from their active subscribers. So regarding Samsung in-app purchase, we have been working in the SDK for few years now, and it has been evolving, especially the last couple of years. We have been listening to a lot of the developers' feedback. We have made improvements. So here at SDC, we are very happy to announce that we have Samsung in-app purchase 6.0. It's going to be available early December. And we're bringing two main features to it. The first one is tier subscription, which basically gives you the capability to offer a discounted subscription price for a selected number of payment cycles. So we want this, we think this will allow our developers, our partners, to offer very key promotions to their users. Then we can help them with managing that tier pricing for them. We are also offering promotional period support, which basically gives you the ability to have a subscription available during a specific period of time needed. Again, it's with the same, in the same strategy to give the flexibility to our developers, to our partners, to offer these promotions to their users. Other enhancements that are also key, in my opinion, and they're coming a lot from the feedback that we have captured from our partners and developers, is enhancements to the subscription testing. So now you can test the overall subscription lifecycle in 10-minute intervals, from the free trial to a tier pricing to a renewal, regular renewal payment cycle to a cancellation. All that you can test in 10 minutes intervals, so you can see how the whole flow will go across different scenarios. We also made improvements to the Get Subscription Status API. This is a server API that is key to track the subscription of each individual user. We heard like we need to provide more information for different parameters, so now we have them there. Very useful for all those developers that have integrated subscription. We also made some enhancements to the Samsung checkout flow, which we cleared up, tried to make it very easy for our users to go, click on an item, and buy it. Right? We want to display all the information, specifically for subscription, when you have to understand you have a free trial and then actually have to pay, what's the full amount, or I have a tier pricing, what is the discount. We try to make it very straightforward, very clear for you to understand. This is what you're going to commit to in the subscription. This is what is going to happen next. All that through the Samsung checkout flow. And we follow the same strategy with the email receipt. We clean it up. We added more specific information about the subscription, different payment cycles. And we think it's helping with the conversions that our partners and developers are seeing. So that's mostly the overview I wanted to give you today. I know that you might go back and start looking into it or start trying to get your seller account, your register your application, and you might need some help during the way. So I just want to give you a few highlights of where to get help. So here at SDC, as I mentioned, we have the other session, how to become a successful Galaxy Store seller. It's at 5:30 p.m. today. If you can, please stop by. We also have in the Galaxy Store the Made for Samsung booth. You can see partners that have integrated Samsung in a purchase SDK that are already available in the store. Talk to them, gather their feedback, listen what they have to say about the opportunity of working with Samsung. We also have our design, in the designer section, we have the seller portal team. They have a booth. So if you have questions about how do I get my seller portal account, how do I get my commercial account, can I see the seller portal UI, please stop by and we will be happy to help you. And also we have a Samsung Developer Program booth. Basically, if you have any questions about what the program has to offer, the services that we have, or any other kind of inquiry that you have about Samsung for developers, please reach out to us. We offer free technical support as part of Samsung Developer Program. So if you are integrating an SDK or you have a question, you can reach out to us. We will try to get back to you as soon as possible. You can contact us via developer.samsung.com/program, or you can email us anytime at support@samsungdevelopers.com. That's all from my side. You have a chance, please rate the session. We're always trying to see if this is useful for you, if you want to hear more about it, or any other topic that you might be interested in. And we have a couple of minutes. We can have QA session if anybody has a question. No questions, awesome.